Welcome to another episode of Sweethearts and White Claw, Ben. I don't know.
Our proud sponsor.
No, we have no
No,
sponsors, but
we're not like that yet.
yeah, not quite there. But yeah, anyways, welcome to another episode
Like
of
the
Sports
enthusiasm, though.
Bets, but mostly chaos. I'm Craig. If you don't already know
Just
this,
started right now.
I'm John.
Go ahead,
I'm
Ben.
Ben. Sorry, the wife was talking to me.
Jason.
I have a wife.
Oh boy.
Oh man! All right. Well, we're already starting off on a solid note there, but
Very nice.
we got to go over. We got to get into some stuff. We got NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs to get into, but let's just jump right into some MLB action. We got to get a little bit in depth here about the A's, maybe touch on the Giants a little bit, and then also Ben, I'm sure, has a lovely update on the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. So
Represent.
we'll just start things off with the A's. Currently game
That's
going
an
right
A's
now
hat, Ben.
with the
same
Royals.
letter.
Started up a 4-game series with them. Got no score right now in the top of the third. But once again, I mean, the A's have really kind of flexed their muscles when it's been on the road. They have successfully now, after from the last time we had the show, they went up to Colorado. They took 2 out of 3 from the Rockies, and that was coming after winning the back 2 of that 3-game series with the Mariners. So the A's record on the road, they haven't lost a series on the road yet. So you have to think that's very good. You want to see this team be successful on the road. Now you just hopefully can start seeing it translate more at home,
Overrated.
which they did handle the Diamondbacks, who have now lost 19 straight road games. So that's pretty bad. But I guess just went out to you guys. What is your overall feel with kind of how the last week of baseball for the A's has played out?
Taking care of the bottom of the league, winning the games they need to win. Once again, I mean, I don't know if you can count a 2-game series a sweep, but at the same time, it is a sweep, and they won both games of the series. They've been very consistent. They're either splitting 4-game series, or they're winning. They're winning 2-1, or they're not sweeping anyone for completely all 3 games, but they're also not, when the series they do lose, they're not getting swept. They lose 1 out of the 3. Then, so it's good. You see teams like the Astros, when they do lose a series, they get swept, like when they did against the Rangers. A's aren't doing that. When they do lose a series, they're always at least taking one of them. So that's good to see. Bassett's, I think Bassett is showing himself deserving to be in the All-Star conversation. Hopefully he gets it. Manaea been pitching amazing. It has been against a lot of lefty teams lately. I would like to see him do the same thing against a team like the Astros that are all righties, or like the Yankees. But Manaea is making me very happy to watch. Montas is very boomer bust, as we all know. I mean, if he's on missing bats, striking out people, he's amazing. If he's not striking out people, he's getting roughed up. It's just, what you get from Montas. He's been there for so long. And then Caprillion and Irvin, they're doing their thing. Unfortunately, they're not getting the run support every game. Like, it seems like every time Irvin or Caprillion are pitching, the offense struggles. And it's just unfortunate. I mean, Irvin's pitching way better than his record. And yeah, the offense is letting him down so much.
Yeah, getting back to what you said, beating who they need to. I mean, I think I read today that they have the Rangers coming up for like 10 games here pretty soon. So if they can go 8-2 against those guys, 7-3, try to build that lead up against the Astros. They're still just hanging. I think they're 1 game ahead of the Astros still. You're trying to build some, division separation between the two.
They have the same amount of losses.
They just keep
they have 3
hanging
more wins.
Hanging around.
Yeah.
Alligator blood. Caprillion's been pitching really well. Like you said, Cohooney not getting a whole lot of run support. Bassett is definitely in the All-Star conversation. I think if the A's had a lone representative right now, I think might be Mark Canha. Go back and forth. I don't think Laureano's going to be back in time for the All-Star game. Well, he'll be back by the All-Star game, I think, but I don't think he's going to get.
That's right, Christy.
Probably gonna miss.
That's right.
Probably gonna miss.
Your little Trout wannabe ain't gonna be back.
Nope.
I don't think he wants. I don't think he really wants to be Trout. I think he just. Anyways.
Shots fired.
Oh,
But
Right now, there's 3 players on the A's that I think should be going to
Bassett,
Coors. Back to Coors.
Bassett, Olson, and Canna.
Canna. The thing that worries me with Olson is Yuli Gurriel is having such a fantastic season for the Astros,
And we all know
and
Vlad
we
Guerrero
already
Jr. is going to
we
get
already know
starting.
Vlad Guerrero was getting a start, so that's
Yeah.
what scares me. And then with Mark Canna, there's so many outfielders. Judge is going to be there. The stupid fans are going to vote in Mike Trout. It's just like, is there going to be a spot for Canna? So that's why I think Bassett's going to. I think Bassett is like out of the 3, maybe the 4 for sure. If I had to put money on it, but I think all 3 are very deserving to go.
Plus, I think Bassett has. I mean, if you just look at overall consistency, Bassett probably has the edge over all of them. I mean, you could say Bassett. I think those first 2 starts weren't great, but ever since then, I mean, he's been damn good. And Canna,
he's
Canna
become an asset.
And
right?
Canna's been relatively consistent too, for the most part. He did get pretty hot recently, and then you look at Olson, which he's been solid too. I mean, he has probably the second best average on the team, but he's had a stretch where he struggled. So, I mean, I think if you're looking at like overall consistency, I think I'd give the edge to Bassett. But yeah, I think those are 3 guys. I mean, call us homers, but I think we all think that they're all pretty deserving. It's just, I think if you're looking, maybe if they're going to only have 1 representative, I would say probably Bassett probably has the edge over the other 2 at the moment. So
#Bassett the asset.
But I don't know.
Run that guy.
Anyways, but I think it's still. I mean, we look at this offense too. I mean, it's just so up and down. I think you look at these 2 games they just had against Arizona. And look, the Diamondbacks are, I mean, record-wise, are the worst team in baseball. They got nothing going right. When you lose 19 straight games on the road, I mean, you're just having nothing go your way. But I think you look at it, and they only give up 2. I mean, the pitching has been darn good. I just saw stats about how good pitching has been over the last 2 weeks, and it's been stellar, really. But you look at the offense, and you see that, so like I said, they gave up 2 runs in those 2 games, but their offense, they scored 9 runs. But Tuesday night, they got them all in 1 inning, which they got some hits, they got some walks, but then pretty much after that, the offense tailed off again. And then even in yesterday's game, they kind of got everything in that 1 inning. And it all kind of happened because of that weird freak play with Ketel Marte up against the wall, which I really don't know the rule. I think based on the rule of how that played out, I think by the rule, it was the right call. I don't know if the rule should be changed because I don't know. To me, that almost looked like I thought that was going to be called a catch. Seeing the replay on that entire play, but I mean, like I said,
the MLB is turning into the NFL.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. It was trip play, but that one play, I mean, that was kind of the game right there, because that instead, if that was ruled a catch, or if Marte holds on to the ball, the inning is over, the A's get nothing. Well, the A's ended up scoring 3 runs in that inning. They got another run later on a sac fly, and they won 4-0. So I don't know. It was one of those games where I think the Diamondbacks were a team that the A's could have really, piled in on, but they didn't really, put it on them that much.
What? A win's a win.
Yeah,
right?
but you wanna see them, like, it's just like when they play teams, like even like over the weekend with the Rockies. Like, the Rockies are not a good team. Friday, Saturday, they played tremendous. I thought they looked very good in both of those games. But then Sunday, it was like the whole offense of like, oh, we got 1 run, we have a chance, and then it's just strikeout after strikeout, and you just can't get that run in. So
seems like Herman Marquez has the A's number, just like Sensatella.
Yeah,
I was worried about that.
Thankfully,
has Andrews hit a home run yet?
No, and funny you bring that up. There was on Saturday, Andrews hits a ball to like center, like kind of like slicing to right center, and off the bat you're like there's no, that's a routine fly ball, and then you just keep seeing, I think the center fielder for the Rockies, I'm trying to remember who it was at the time. I think it was Jonathan Daza. Jonathan Daza. He's running for the ball, and all of a sudden you're like, oh god, he's getting close to the warning track, like what, and then all of a sudden he makes like this tremendous catch. He like catches the ball, hits the wall, falls down. You're like, damn. He goes, that's the second time Andrews hit the ball to the warning track this year. So, he's got almost home runs. He's got 2 about now.
Yeah,
so.
but that was Coors.
His
Any
balls
other
are starting to warm
ballpark,
up.
that's a routine
Yeah.
middle.
Well,
of
I'll say
center
this
field.
much: that ball that Pinder hit on Saturday, I don't think that would have mattered where you would have
No.
been at. That
Well,
ball was gone.
No. No.
With Colorado, how long is their outfield? Is it like
it's not
I don't
a bit
know for
longer?
sure. The dimensions, I believe, are farther than the Coliseum for sure. I know.
Yeah, it's not
I
the
wanna
it's
s-
not
I
the
know-
dimensions that's the reason. It's the altitude
Yeah.
and the
No,
Like,
that's what I was gonna say.
like
though, is
center
it-
field,
But altitude, wouldn't that favor a batter because of the air?
Yeah.
Exactly.
being-
Yeah.
So
No,
it
that
should have been
Coors
gone.
Field is known as a hitter's ballpark.
Yeah,
yeah,
so
that's
if,
what I'm saying.
the
If
ball
Andrews
flies.
if Andrews hits the ball that
Yeah.
far, but it was only because it was in Coors,
Yeah.
like the ball that he hit.
Oh,
any other
okay. I thought you were
ballpark would've
saying
been-
it was at Coors as if like it should have been gone compared to somewhere else or something like that. But
Yeah.
that's why I was like, a little confused. But okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense. That makes sense.
But
Like
yeah,
Andrews
so-
is never going to hit a home run at Rangers ballpark.
You could have made $100, and I'm not gonna lie. I was really wanting to make that bet with you that you would at least get 5, but right now that is not looking good.
Reese, I asked Reese honestly like what he thinks he's actually gonna come up to now, and he said 7. He thinks 7 is the number he's gonna
I
hit.
still don't
And
think
that
he
might
gets
be
the five.
highballing, baby.
At this point, I don't know. The only thing I'm thinking is I was like, if he does hit one, I have this feeling he's gonna hit like 3 in a week, and then after that,
You know
I don't
what?
what's
Yeah, he's just
happen.
gonna go
after that.
cold.
After that, I don't know what's gonna happen. He might that
Yep.
might be done, or he might all of a sudden start getting a few.
No.
I don't really know.
He's gonna get hit. He's gonna hit 7 because he can get traded to Colorado in the package deal for Story, and he'll be hitting at Coors.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Well, yeah, we'll talk about Trevor Story. Yeah, I'm sure Reese is probably rolling his eyes as soon as he hears this. But actually, one thing I do want to ask you guys too about is how are you guys feeling so far about Jesus Lazard in the bullpen? Because I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of already. I think I've already decided. I think we should just keep Lazard in the bullpen probably the rest of the year.
I'll go first. Yeah, I think I agree.
I don't think we asked
He
you.
needs, okay.
But
all right.
This
Run
isn't
that
this
guy.
isn't the this
do
is
it.
not hit or quit it.
I think we mentioned it last week or the week before. I think he's a good weapon out of the bullpen.
Yeah.
He can give you 4 to 5 innings. 5's probably pushing it out of the bullpen, but he'll be a secret weapon, I think, come the postseason, assuming they make it.
Yeah. I mean, that's also assuming too that Caprillion
Wild card game.
stays in the rotation.
Watch your mouth.
Which Caprilion's done everything pretty much right for the most part to
Yeah.
kind of that spot. And not to mention, I mean, I know Caprilion's like this guy that just got called up, but he's, basically John and I's age. So it's not like he's like super young guy who has
He's fucking
these
old.
all these
Holy
years left in the
shit.
minors. Like it's kind
Oh
of
my
like,
God.
this is your time to show what you got. So let's show it. So who's doing it? And AJ Puck, that's a whole other mess. I don't know if we ever going to see him. So, but yeah, so that's kind of the feel. Or I guess, yeah, going back to the whole thing about just taking care of business, the Royals are a team that's struggling hardcore too. They're not playing very well. They just have 4 games against them from tonight to Sunday. You got to, I mean, obviously,
You gotta take 3.
you got to take 3. You really got to take 3.
Yeah.
Take advantage of that. So, and then you got the Angels. You got the low life Angels coming in after that on Monday,
Trash.
Tuesday, Wednesday.
Don't fucking take digs, okay? If I can't answer your stupid bullpen question, don't take digs on my team. We're not in play
Step
yet.
on Dix.
Well, see,
We're
Ben,
not talking about
it's
football.
hard. It's hard to really take you serious when you're calling them your team. You're literally wearing a freaking A's hat right now. So how does that make any bit of sense?
It's the same letter.
Sorry, we're actually all at a time.
It's the same letter.
And one again.
Well, we'll get into the Angels in a minute, but we got some Giants we want to talk about a little bit.
It's already
Giants,
3-0
I mean,
Kansas City.
all they're doing is all the Giants need to be doing is winning. So I mean, other than yesterday, they did let one go. But Jason, John, is there anything you guys have input on the Giants with the last week of their baseball?
Go ahead, John.
No, nothing too major. Their game today got postponed. It was one of the first games where they actually weren't favored in a little while because they were facing off against Matt Scherzer. They had Desclafani on the mound, so we'll have that. They'll have that doubleheader probably sometime later on the season.
I think they announced they're doing a split on Saturday.
Saturday? Okay, I wasn't 100% sure.
Now you
Yeah,
are?
the Giants. The Giants. They're still up in top of the division. It's pretty crazy. They just have the perfect setup of a platoon. If they're facing a lefty, Duggar. If they're facing a righty, it's Dickerson. Flores, Donnie Barrel, Solano. Longoria, Posey, still doing things. Crawford, I don't know what he's on. I don't know if it's steroids or what, but what the
Contract year.
fuck?
Wow.
Contract.
Yeah, contract year with
Well-
mixed with a bowl of Reedies,
Craw-
baby.
Although one thing,
Crawford's in fucking 2010 form, and it's
Did he cut his hair?
insane.
no.
I don't know.
alright, my
I don't
bad.
pay attention to his hair.
He had some major
Jeez,
flow.
alright.
Quit it. Move on.
Yeah.
Anyways, but actually, one thing though, that is the kind of unfortunate for the Giants, though, you did mention was Evan Longoria. I mean, he's having a great year for the Giants, but he's actually out. He's out for the next like 6 to 8 weeks. He had that kind of a collision in the ninth inning in one of the games against the Cubs with him and Crawford.
Yeah.
And I guess it was like they said it was a really freak injury. I can't remember what it's called, but it basically has to do. He had a separation with his clavicle.
Yeah.
So really
Ooh.
like kind of one of those freak kind of injuries. And
Sounds
I
gnarly.
think even when it happened, you really like he was down and you really had no idea what it was. Like you're like, oh, something's not good, but you didn't really know what it was. But yeah, so it's one of those things where I even heard about it, they said that they can't even really give an exact timetable because this injury just doesn't happen. They're not used to having something like this. So it's kind of hard to really precisely kind of come up with a timetable, but from it sounds like it's 6 to 8 weeks. So interesting that plays out.
This was the
But-
craziest thing about the Giants. So like you could argue the two best hitters, they're out right now, Longoria and Yastrzemski. And just
Although Yaz
battling along.
has not had a a good year though. Yaz has been
No, but
one guy
hey, I
that's
mean,
been kind of like a downer, I think, for
He's coming back this week.
expectations.
yeah, he's
But
still
I
he's still
think I saw they're
he
coming
still
back this
hits top of
weekend.
the lineup though, so he's still like the 2-3 batter, so they still believe in him.
Yeah.
And I still think he's
Yeah.
still a really good hitter.
Yeah, I think maybe the injury just played a factor into what was going on with him, and we'll see. I mean, I think he's going to have maybe a month or so to, I don't know, necessarily prove himself, but they do have players that can fill the spot if he's not producing.
Mhm.
So they have plenty of help along there. Like you said, they got the Nationals, and then they got 4 with the D-backs after that,
Oh, jeez.
and then they have the Phillies at home. So, some winnable games.
That'll be a good series against the Phillies.
Yeah, Phillies should be fun. Yeah, Zach Wheeler's been pretty dealing.
Pretty dealing. Huh?
Real quick, breaking news.
Oh,
So
wait, hold
Vegas-
on.
Vegas
Wait a
took the
minute,
lead 3-2
You
late
can't
in the
just say
second.
that.
And right as I was about to do it, Colorado tied it. So now it's 3-3.
Oh, wait a minute. All right, baby, let's go.
So there you go, baby.
It's Ben's first day on the podcast.
yeah,
My bad.
forgets that we have a drum roll and everything.
I got-
Zach kind of.
I got my drinks and my sweet tarts, so I'm just all happy right now. Go ahead, Jason.
But-
Sorry.
But I guess the only thing else is just, I guess the Giants. We talked about it plenty, but the pitching. When Kevin Gausman just takes them out, is there really a point of them even playing that game anymore? Like,
I saw him pitch this weekend, and he gave up a run, and I was like, "Is this the game he's going to implode?" And then no, it was
No.
dealing from there on out. I was like,
no, it's
Okay.
just so nuts. It's just, it's a cool story though. Just kind of this sort of this no-name kind of guy who was with the Orioles not too many years
dude,
ago.
I had him on my fantasy team like 25 years ago when I was 40. And
Yeah, I was gonna say youthful, but I didn't want to push it.
I'm a man. I'm 40. He was
All right, so let's
coming up with the Baltimore organization. He was supposed to be this great stud, and he just never panned out. But now he's turning it around, and it's good to see.
Isn't it crazy? Like when you see players that are projected to be really good, high caliber players, they don't really click with a team.
Right.
You see them maybe jump around to 2-3 different teams, and then they finally find their mesh, and they just all of a sudden just boop, and you're like, holy crap!
It's kind of like
Sometimes-
it's kind of like your softball hitting, right, Ben?
No, that's still.
Oh,
Dang.
I was gonna say more like Taylor Hall, but
ooh, that's a good one, Taylor Hall.
All right, Ben. Well, I know you're really excited. We're gonna get this to you. I know you want to talk about the Angels, I'm sure, a little bit, which can't be too exciting. What's going on over there? But let's start with you. Dylan Bundy did get his first win, right? He did finally get his first win of the season. It's only almost in the summer, but yeah, whatever.
he's
think
1
it's-
and 7 now.
I think it's time for a bathroom break.
thanks. You literally took away my one highlight from my grouping, so appreciate that.
You still got Andrew Heaney.
So yeah, the Angels 30 and 32. Like Cahoon had said earlier about the A's being consistent. The Angels are relatively close to that. They are consistently inconsistent. So they had a 4-game set against the Mariners prior to our last podcast. They were actually playing their game 1 of Thursday of last week when we were doing our podcast. They ended up finishing 2-2. Not the worst, but definitely not the best, because I really thought they should have taken at least 3 out of 4, if not.
I want winners.
They did not. So surprisingly, though, they ended up 22 and 22 in run differential with them. So in 4 games, 44 runs combined. That's a lot of hits. So kind of interesting to see that.
Carry the one.
Carry the one.
How do we go from 44 runs to that's a lot of hits?
That's a lot of hits. That's a lot of contact.
I don't think so,
not
Tim.
Not like they're all walks. What the fuck? Anyways.
Hey, hold on. I got really quick. I got breaking news. Jed Lowry just went bombs away. 1-0 Oakland.
Wow. Way to go.
Sorry,
Jed
Ben.
Lowry.
I didn't mean to just completely ruin your segment with just more A's talk, but
Yeah,
you may proceed.
Whatever.
Hey, is
So
that Jed
anyways.
Lowry's first home run from the right side?
I'm not 100% sure, but I do not think so.
We're gonna look into our analytics on that. Now shut the hell up and get in the
I
corner.
don't think so, Tim.
So,
It's the Angels talk. No one's here for the Angels talk.
anyways,
I love you guys are hijacking the Angels talk. It's fucking
God damn it, guys. You guys are killing me tonight. Anyways, so then the next set, they had a 3-game set against the Royals. And they actually managed to sweep them in a 3-game set, getting 22 runs and only giving up 5. Now, Ohtani is the big talk around the league with his 17th home run. So now he's tied with 2 other players for potentially 3rd place, because there is a 2-way tie for 1st place with 18 home runs. So that's pretty good to see that he's still just going bombs away. He's just seeing the ball really well. Doesn't matter where it's at. So it's good to see some consistency in the lineup with some, unfortunately it's just a pitcher, but whatever. And then yes. Okay. So Dylan Bundy, he got his first win finally against Kansas City, which Cahoon made sure to explain that the Angels aren't good. The Royals just suck. So anywho, I'm going to take what I can, damn it. And the Royals got swept by the Angels. I'm going to take it. But in his win, he allowed 6 hits, 2 earned runs, only 2 strikeouts, but no walks, which as an Angels pitcher is huge, because normally that number automatically jumps to 7 for some dumb reason. So I'm cool with 0. We'll take it.
It's like Craig and softball. What are we talking about?
There we go. So I'll take it. And so now coming up, they have a 3-game set against the D-Bags coming up. And so hopefully they should sweep those guys out, but we'll see. And then they have a 3-game set against the Las Vegas A's. I don't know if I'm sorry, the Oakland A's. We're getting ahead of ourselves. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully they could win 2 out of 3 in that set finally. And just try to be positive again. Just keep rolling, because again, they're 30 and 32. They're very close to 500. So I'm not saying that they need to go on a 13-game winning streak like some overachievers in this chat like to put on blast, but whatever. So I'm cool if they can just keep getting some positives above 500, if not 500 for their series against these teams, and just kind of just eat away and try to get back into the hunt. So we'll see. And just FYI, I believe the not the London Knights, what's the COHL? The Vegas Knights have taken the lead again, 4-3. Over.
You are one
We can bring that up
pathetic
during the
loser.
NHL talk.
I'm just saying it's a big deal right now.
You know
And
what?
the
You
kid
know-
is a little feisty.
You know what I just realized with Ben like trying to throw his jabs like that? Did you guys see that video
Oh,
It was from the Yankees and Red Sox series this past weekend, and there was this female Yankees fan that was going back and forth with these Red Sox kids that were just like going back and forth, and there was this whole thing about like how serious it was, and then I don't know. I saw this thing about where even the dad was like, "Oh, like that was really fun. I really appreciate you going at it." Like it was just apparently it was all fun banter, but people were bashing her, like going after these 10-year-olds. I've realized that Ben is basically the 10-year-olds, and then we are just the adult in the situation where it's just like let's let him have it. He doesn't really know what he's even talking about because he's 10. So let him, have his fun, and then we can throw our thing banter.
I am grabbing your ass so hard tomorrow at the office.
That's gonna be a no for me, dog.
This is my second drink tonight, so we're feeling it. So let's do this.
Wow.
So
Daddy, chill.
before we move on, so
Yes,
you guys did see the MLB came out with the that if any pitcher gets found using a foreign substance.
Can you just shush, please? For the love of God.
I'm guessing this is like a hit or quit it thing.
Yeah, and that's a quick teaser of what's coming up on Hit It or Quit It later on in the show. So stick around.
Listen to me.
Stick around.
Just
Hey,
blunt here. Shut the fuck up.
That just goes to show for the fans that goes to show for the fans here that none of us know what the other person's hit or quit it is until they actually have to quit it. So hey, there's some proof right there.
And the cool thing is too is even if we did, John would forget all about it, just like the time the show was going to be at. So it wouldn't matter even if we did tell him.
Right.
So.
Don't worry, the other two down below forgot what time also.
Quit it.
Did you guys see that Pirates player missed first base the whole run?
Oh yeah, how hilarious is that? That happened, and then literally the same day in the minor leagues that one prospect missed home plate. Like, can you believe that happened? Like, basically, it's two similar situations.
It's like Fred played softball.
No, I make sure I touch the bags because it's a very rare situation.
It should be too is that they said so in that situation. I heard this on the A's broadcast. If that situation would happen in the Pirates game, where let's say the bases were loaded with one out, and that would have happened, and he had a grand slam, he would have been called out at first, but still would have got 3 RBIs out of that. Like,
that would be the rule on that?
Yeah. So 3 runs. So he would have got 3 runs, but then he would have been essentially called out at first. So it would have been like a put out, like a 1-3 put out at first on a 3-run. I don't even know what that scored.
Yeah, he cost me a home run in my fantasy game against John this week.
Choose better.
Yes, choose better and don't forget.
Hey, so quick question: when is Mike Trout supposed to be back?
I honestly don't know. Wasn't it like 2-3 weeks ago when the injury happened? So
no, it's been a while.
Like a month ago.
You know what? We'll go on to other talks, and I will look into that, sir.
Yeah, do your research. All right, let's move on. Actually, no. Before we even move on, we got some bets. Jason and I both had some bets from some baseball today. So Jason, I'm just winning all the time now. Why don't you take it away?
I mean, if the shoe fits. Last week I went 4-0 in baseball bets, so feeling pretty good. Today I took the Dodgers over the Pirates on the run line, -1.5, and that was a win. Milwaukee over Cincinnati, money line, another win. I had Washington over the Giants, but that got rained out as we discussed. And I have Houston over Boston. And let me check on that score real quick. I don't know how that game's going.
That game's been kind of going all over the
Back
place.
and
It's been really back and forth. Yeah, I think last I saw was 8-7 Houston, like the bottom of the 6th, but the Red Sox had like a leadoff double.
It's 21-8. It's 12-8 right now. My bad.
21-8.
21-8. I was like, that's not even fucking close.
No,
I'm writing down 21 on my phone right now. That's why.
Boston's winning 12-8, so it looks like I am going to lose that one. Let's say you, Craig.
Craig, before you go, real quick, just to give you an update, the Angels originally offered a 6 to 8 week timetable for Trout's return. Things are progressing actually a little bit better. So it looks like in about 3 weeks or in late June, he should be returning, but he would not be returning until after the All-Star game. So suck it. He's not going to get voted into the All-Star game.
He still could.
He still get voted in.
The fans will still vote because they'll want to see him there.
Oh, so he'll just wheelchair across. So he'll
Probably.
just Jason it around the
I'll let him
base.
Yes.
borrow mine.
All right, so looking into last week, I had 5 bets last week. I think we were in the middle of one of the games when we were on the show live, but we finished 3-2. It wasn't terrible. I did take the Cubs over the Giants like a silly person, and that didn't pan out. And then the best thing I did is I took the Mariners over the Angels, which that was a slam dunk. So, and then I had three pending bets on the Padres Mets game. I took no run in the first inning. I'm pretty sure that one hit. And then I took the under and total of 6.5 runs. That hit 7. So that one over just barely. And then I took the Padres over the Mets, which that one covered, which wouldn't have done that if I knew Jake. I definitely wouldn't have done that if Jake DeGrom was pitching in that game. So definitely avoided that one. But and then looking today's, I did 4 bets just on the A's Royals game. And basically, to summarize it, I just pretty much picked this is going to be a very low scoring affair. The Royals coming in, they're not scoring a lot of runs. They don't look good offensively. While the A's, yeah, they scored some runs recently, but I didn't like the offense so much in the 2 games against the Diamondbacks. So I was like, this is probably low scoring. Plus, Mike Minor pitching against the A's after he's with the A's last year. I'm like, watch, he's probably going to pitch well. But one that I did lose, I did say the Royals were going to score first, and that obviously Jed Lowry made sure that didn't hit. Runs scored through the first 5 full innings. It's the top of the 5th now. They only got 1 run. I took under 4. So as long as this doesn't get a few runs this inning, that should hit.
Kansas City has bases loaded, no outs. So
it doesn't really work if I'm looking at the game right now, but all right. and then if you look at, and I also took the under on the total runs. That's at 8. And then all right, okay. And then also another one, don't do this one too often, but I was feeling like, let's just keep playing unders on this all day. So I took the totals for hits, runs, and errors throughout the entire game to be under 25.5. So again, I'm just picking this to be a very low offensive game, which so far to this point has been that. So, and hopefully, obviously, the A's will pull this off and they'll win a game no matter what. So whether it's low scoring or whatnot. So, but yeah, that's my bets for today. So
Don't worry about Ben. He's hammered on 3 White Claws.
Yeah,
I know, right?
Can't worry about that. But all right, well, we gotta shift it on over to the NBA playoffs. We got 2nd round action going on right now.
Tell me all about LeBron, baby. What's he doing? Oh, that's right. Crying in the corner like a little bitch.
Maybe let's focus on making this an actual NBA segment and not just a bash LeBron segment. Like,
what's the difference?
We could provide actual content here, but Ben, neither of us are going to be the ones doing that. So John and Jason, take it away. Let us know what's going on the court.
Go, Johnny.
Jason, you want to take it away or me?
Go ahead.
Okay. So to start off, the Denver Nuggets finished off the Portland Trail Blazers in 6. So they're playing the Phoenix Suns right now, who, as Ben just initiated, knocked out LeBron. I'm not going to say knocked out the Lakers. They knocked out LeBron. The Suns, though, CP3 turned around the Suns. They are up 2-0 after 2 games, heading back to Denver. Going over, the Clippers came back. They lost the first 2 games of the series, ended up winning the next 4 out of 5. Won the next 4 out of 5 to win Game 7. Kawhi went off in Game 7. So they're playing Utah, and Utah won a very close Game 1. So Utah's up 1-0, and they're playing right now Game 2. Going over to the East, the Atlanta Hawks, who knocked off the Knicks, are facing off against the 76ers. The Hawks took Game 1, but Embiid, any chance of the Hawks winning Game 2, Embiid said, hell no. Embiid went off. He controlled the whole game. And the Sixers won that one. And then we got Jason, you want to talk about the last one? I really don't give 2 shits about it. I really don't. It's over. I mean, it's not over, but it's not.
What about one shit?
Clippers?
Milwaukee won Game 3 today. They won by 3. Congratulations. You won 1 game against the Nets. You're going to get gentlemen swept. Nets are going to win in 5.
Oh, my God.
Giannis is not a number 1. He may be a 2-time MVP, but he's not a number 1.
Oh, that's a hot take there, buddy.
Time out. John. You
yeah.
said that a gentleman's sweep was not winning game one and then losing 4 consecutive last week. You said that.
That's not what's happening.
But you just said that's a gentleman's sweep because you just won.
No, a gentleman's sweep.
Gentleman's sweep is when the other team lets you win 1 game at home, and then you lose.
I still call bullshit.
So like when you're the favorite and you let the opposing team that you're way better than win either game 3 or 4 and then finish it off in game 5 in front of your home crowd. That's a gentleman's sweep.
So that's what the Ducks did in 07 when they won the cup. Got it.
Sure. If we're talking about NHL, but I mean that's the next segment.
Stick to your White Claw.
Yeah.
Yeah, go
laws when you're drinking claws, baby.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jason.
Who is this guy?
I was hoping the Bucks would give the Nets a series, but it doesn't look that way.
Did the Clippers win in game 7?
Yes, I just said that.
Then I'm glad I paid attention to the segment. Here we go.
Move on.
Clippers are playing the Jazz. They're playing right now, game 2. Jazz
really
are up
kind of
1-0
wanted
in the
Dallas
series.
to upset them. I'm not gonna.
So did I.
So did I. No, I think Kevin Durant might be the best player left in the playoffs. He's just after his Achilles and coming back, he's a beast. There was a Bunta Hill from 957 asked how do Warriors fans feel with KD doing what he's doing. I'm like, I got love for KD. I mean, he gave us 2 championships. He contributed to 2 championships. I'm not going to hate on the guy. I just don't like Harden and Kyrie, but it doesn't mean that I don't want Durant to do well. Yeah, like Cohooney said, I think it's going to be over in 5. Devin Booker and Trae Young, I think, are having their coming out parties. I mean, people knew who they were, but now on the national stage, they're showing out now. They're going to become household names. Phoenix, the arena feels like old Oracle a little bit when they're going. It's really loud. They haven't been in the playoffs in, I think, 10 years or so, give or take. And you can feel the energy in that building. CP3's brought them some leadership, and they're on their way. They're gonna be a tough out. But I just try to catch some games here and there. I mean, like we've said, we're diehard Warrior fans, so it's kind of bittersweet to watch the playoffs when your team's not in it.
Yeah. The Suns, they're all young players. They don't have any like big veterans on the team. So CP3, who's a barker, he barks at his team all the time. They're like, they want to listen. They're listening. Like they're listening to him like he's a drill sergeant.
Right.
While other teams like, when he was with Blake Griffin on the Clippers, like they didn't want to hear him. They're like, go away. I'm dating a Kardashian. I don't need to speak. I don't need to hear you.
I'm dating a Kardashian. Watch her ruin my career.
That's why I don't think CP3 has ever. I don't think CP3's ever been this part. Like Harden and the PJ Tucker and all of them, they didn't want to hear him in Houston. That's why they butted heads. So I think he's in the perfect fit right now. I mean, look what he did with OKC last year.
Right.
And that same OKC team ended up being the second worst team in the league once he left.
I've never been a huge fan of CP3, but I respect his game. And like you said, he comes to this young Phoenix team. He knows his years ahead of him are probably dwindling down his chances. So he's giving it all he's got. He got hurt in the first round. He's come back and he says he's like 90% healthy right now. So yeah, he's giving everything he has. So they got a young team. They got a young star in Booker. And let's see where it takes them.
But this series between the Nuggets, just last little thing before we can move on. This series between the Nuggets and Suns just goes to show that the MVP award is irrelevant because you got the MVP in Jokic, whose team's down 2-0, to Chris Paul, who, in my opinion, should have been in the conversation, should have been top 3, getting some votes because he goes to the Suns team who. Sure, they were amazing in the bubble last year, but they weren't in the playoffs. The exact same team, just with Chris Paul. They're the 2 seed, and they're most likely going to play. They're most likely going to move on, and they're going to play the winner of the Clippers Jazz. So
I don't know
it just
about
goes to
top
show
3, but he should be. Yeah, had some consideration for sure.
I would have liked to. I would have liked to see him in the top 3 over just because Embiid I get it. They were the top seed in the East. I mean, I understood, but I also thought he missed too many games.
Yeah.
So for some of our fans who aren't necessarily big into basketball, and aren't big followers of Star Wars, what does CP3 stand for?
Chris Paul, and he wears
Paul
number
and his
3.
jersey number.
So CP3.
Gotcha.
It's not R2D2, dude.
And there you go, fans. So there you go.
Oh boy.
I think that just goes to show that Ben doesn't know what the fuck Star Wars is.
I love Star Wars. Are you kidding me? I got my wife into Star Wars. She had no idea what Star Wars is. Now she's one of the biggest Star Wars fans there is.
All right, quit it. Move on.
All right, noted. Moving
Quit
on.
it. Move on.
All right. Well, before we move on, Jason, you had a couple bets in both of the games tonight. So why don't you tell us how they played out, Mr. Moneybags?
Yeah. I was looking
That
good
was
for
creepy.
I was looking good for a minute until Brooklyn decided to shit the bed on the last seconds. So I had Brooklyn over Milwaukee. They lost that one, but the under 234 hit. So I won that. So I'm 1-1 so far tonight. After going 3-1 last week for a total of 7-1. How you like them apples?
My favorite line was the first thing you said, which was "You're looking good for a minute," which that's about as much as it goes.
I'm hearing echoing. I'm here at the real life thing, and I got the audio.
Red Sox end up winning 12-8. So
Nobody
this
cares,
is
John.
huge
Nobody cares.
for the. Well, I'm saying this is going to be huge if the A's win this game because they'll gain a.
I know, right?
They'll
They'll go
increase
from
their
a
lead.
1-game lead to 2 with like 100 games left.
Yep, too
Oh,
sweet.
what a dick.
Come on, guys. Come on, too sweet.
Oh boy.
Y'all leave me hanging.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave you
Yeah.
hanging.
Fucking
Not
too.
even close.
All right, we got to move on. Let's go. We got other playoffs we got to get to.
Playoffs?
It's the NHL playoffs. So we got
Yeah.
3 teams to clinch to. I don't know. Is it the conference finals anymore? I don't even know what it's called because of the new division lineup. But
It's a semis, bitch.
Oh, so last time.
I'll get you, and I'll look like a bloody accident.
better watch yourself. All right. But so, yeah, we got one other game going on right now. Vegas could punch their ticket to that last spot, which 3 of the 4 of us probably don't want that to happen. But anyways, Ben, I'll just throw it to you. You can kind of take us on a stroll. Let us know how we got to where we are.
All right. Well, so we reviewed round 1, the way that it was all going. So in round 2 here, surprisingly enough, the Islanders beat Boston. Suck it, Jay.
Not surprising.
And,
Not
game
surprising. We had the Islanders in 6,
6.
baby.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Who asked you? Nobody
Only an idiot would take Boston. So, anyways, Islanders take over Boston in 6, and Islanders looked unreal. Boston showed life's glimpses of life with Marchand's play, but then it wasn't enough. But speaking,
Marshawn Lynch. No.
but anyway, speaking of little to no life, let's go over to the East, the second East Coast section, which was Tampa versus the Hurricanes, which I took the Hurricanes in 6 like a complete idiot, and Tampa.
Same.
During our last segment, Tampa had won game 3, the Hurricanes won game 3. We thought there was going to be a comeback, but unfortunately, the Hurricanes pulled out their golf clubs and they ended up losing in 5. So Tampa just walked on into the next round, winning that series 4-1. Utter and total disappointment. I'm just immediately going to surge to disappointment because that was just shit. But someone that didn't disappoint was Corey Perry and the Montreal Canadiens. Let's hear it for them bad boys. Look at that guy right there. Corey Perry. He's a stud. Don't you dare. And they ended up sweeping the Jets, who just swept the Edmonton Oilers. I mean, up in the north, I guess they just love the Bruins. So everyone's just getting And so the Habs will take on, which is a very interesting situation. They are going to take on the winner of the Knights versus Avs.
Avs.
Shut your mouth. Anyways, currently the Avalanche are winning. I'm just kidding. The Vegas Golden Knights are winning 4-3 in game 6 right now. And if they can hold on to that lead for the
They're going to the
final
Stanley Cup Finals.
third
Yeah, say
period,
if they hold on, Vegas is going to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Pretty much.
then they will play
Montreal's gonna
Montreal.
get cooked.
Dude, no, you guys are idiots.
You're gonna prison bet it? Prison bet.
I will prison bet that. 110%. The Montreal Canadiens will beat the Vegas Knights. Mark this tape or whatever it is.
No,
Montreal Canadiens will beat the Vegas Golden Knights in round 3. Calling it.
Okay, just be clear. You're saying it in a way where you could swindle your way out and say all you have to do is win one game. You gotta say win the series. Oh, well.
They are gonna win the series. I prison bet that.
Wow.
Prison bet that.
You gotta bet Chipotle on this.
This is the same guy who owes me a car if Curry and LeBron play with each other.
Oh yeah,
Shut up. And that's the guy that knows
and the best part is,
Chipotle burritos
and the best part is, all John needs is them to play together on the All-Star team, and it's done.
You made me spill some White Claw. How dare you? Anyways, so the playoffs are looking pretty solid right now. So right now the Islanders are set up to play the Bolts, Tampa Bay with home ice advantage.
That'll be a good series.
And then the Habs are just again waiting for the winner of the Knights and Avs series. Knights or Avs, whichever one wins, will have home ice advantage over the Canadians, which surprisingly enough, I don't think will actually be a big factor to the Montreal Canadiens. And on other news in regards to hockey, thankfully Canada has lifted the ruling that if they go cross-border, which they have to do for this next round for the first time in quite some time, they do not have to quarantine for 14 days. So thankfully, this series, Montreal versus Vegas or Colorado, will not have to last a month. So that's nice.
Well, they had actually already lowered it down to 7 recently, so it wasn't gonna be 14.
Look at Ben's face.
But,
anyways, moving on to more important facts. Currently, the Avalanche are losing 4-3 to the Vegas Golden Knights.
We know.
yeah, you don't need to keep repeating the same bullshit, you know.
I think that Colorado will come back, make a push, but I think that they are dealing with some injuries. They are resembling too much of the Dallas Stars last year against Tampa. And I think that once they get eliminated, are going to come out with a whole binder full of injuries that their star players have. So I'm curious to see if they're going to have enough fight to make it to a game 7, but I think it's going to end in 6. So I'll take my point. And who's in first place in our bracket on that, Craig?
So who's your guys' considering Vegas is about to close it out? Who is your guys' NHL playoff MVP through 2 rounds?
I haven't watched enough to know.
I haven't watched enough to. My gut would say probably McKinnon, but I don't know enough to.
Yeah.
What do you think of Vasilevsky?
Yeah, it's between Vasilevsky or Taya Foley. I mean, even maybe
You just combine his 2 names, make Tyler.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think like who on the Islanders has like been. It's been pretty much just a whole team thing.
It's a team based.
Matt Barzal.
Barzal, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah. Barzal's made some really clutch goals. Nelson has been pretty hot when they need him to be. I mean, I was gonna say Patrick Marleau, but that ended pretty quickly. Anyways,
it didn't even start. They didn't make the playoffs.
Oh,
yeah,
you are.
I think you're thinking of Joe Thornton, dumbass.
I apologize. No, I was actually thinking of Marleau, but he's always there.
Except he's not right now.
Oh, bummer. Anyways,
go drunk. You're home.
Anyways, back to you, Gregory Martin at CNBC.
What?
Cut him
What
off.
are you?
What?
Oh my god. Anyways, okay, let's
He needs to stop drinking pre-pod. Start drinking during the pod.
Let's tie a bow on that segment and just move on because
Quit it. Move on.
Craig
I
is just
can't.
going off the rails.
I can't with him right now. Let's shift it over to the Cohooney 5. Cahoon, I know you're very excited about this pay-per-view this weekend. You have assured us that this is going to be a great Cohooney 5. I think you're predicting a winner. I think you were in a prison bet. It's going to be a winner too. But also, we got into your bowling recap too. We didn't have one last go around because of the holidays. So I think you just gave us one from the week before. But I was also promised that the bowling recap was going to be hilarious for all of us. So I won't waste any more of your time.
I didn't say for all of us. I said that Ben's going to laugh his ass off. That's all I said.
Well,
He walked into another buzzsaw, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so I'm going to
Take it
start
away.
off with bowling. Thank you, Greg. I'm going to start off with the
You're
bowling recap. So my very first 3 shots, I went spare, strike, spare. I didn't get a single strike or spare the rest of the game, and I shot 129.
Now, this isn't because I'm a
So
little buzzed.
that is easily been my worst game of the season so far. The crazy part is the other team bowled worse, and we won the games. I don't know how.
You born kids? What's going on?
Did you
No,
get dropped to the
it's-
youth bracket?
It's a handicap league, and actually our 116 average bowler shot 140, so that helped. And then our other teammate just shot just his average. So the other 2 bowlers on the other team, they both bowled hella bad. Like one's a 190, bowled a 140. The other one's a 180, bowled like a 160. So we got lucky. And then the other 2 games, I shot 216 and 197, and we took all 4 points. So first time all season we won all 4.
Were you versing? So when you say
I want winners.
it's a handicap league, were you versing Jason in his wheelchair? Or
Okay.
that's bad.
I thought this was actually gonna be a real question, but never mind.
Just get to the Cohooney 5.
All right, guys. So
Get this out
Cohooney
of here.
5, we got UFC 263 this Saturday. And to recap to last week, another winning week. Went 3-2. I guess that's all I ever do is go 3-2.
Yep.
But it's 2 winning weeks in a row. My overall record is now 28-21, which is why I said 21 earlier. So 28-21-1 is my overall record. So for the Cohooney 5, I'm going to stick strictly to the main card, the pay-per-view card, and we're going to start off with Jamal Hill is facing off against Paul Craig, and he's a really good wrestler, heavyweight wrestler out
It
of
was a
Scotland.
rhetorical
I know.
question.
But yeah, like I just said, Craig is a wrestler and he likes to shoot for takedowns.
Yeah,
while
he
Jamal
is.
Hill
I know.
he's a stand-up fighter, but he has very good takedown defense, and Hill is gonna make Craig
His
fight
D
his
is
own
pretty
fight.
good. I will admit. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, so Hill's gonna make Craig fight the fight that Hill wants, and Hill's gonna win in the second round with the TKO. Next up is
I'll
Damian.
top out.
Next up is gonna be a welterweight fight between Damian Maia and Bilal Muhammad. Ever since Damian Maia has been in the UFC, every single loss he's had is to the best of the welterweight division.
Top Gun style.
And while some people in the UFC believe Bilal Muhammad has a chance to be that, I don't believe so. His last fight against a fighter that we're going to get to in the next fight, he was getting his ass kicked. He was getting pieced up 1,
Can't
2,
use that
3,
profanity online, sir.
and you can go fuck yourself. And if it wasn't for an inadvertent eye poke that happened, and it was one of the grossest, gruesome eye pokes I've ever seen, he would have lost that fight. But because of the eye poke, ended up being a no contest. Damian Maia, I think he's going to.
Did he eye poke LeBron?
How about no?
Yeah, right. I wish the eye poke that this guy gave Bilal Muhammad that he gave to LeBron. Then LeBron would actually
Ooh.
have a reason to be on the ground for so fucking long.
That's what she said.
But yeah, so
Love it.
Damian Maya, elite grappler, elite wrestler. He's going to take, like Ben, he's a child. He's going to laugh. He's going to take Bilal Muhammad to the ground all 3 rounds. He's going to control him all 3 rounds. He's going to win a decision. I got Damian Maya. Next up, we got Leon Edwards versus Mr. 209 himself, Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz's first fight in over a year and a half.
My man.
Everyone's just excited to see Nate Diaz in the octagon for the first time
Jimmy Diaz.
since his Jorge Masvidal fight. Unfortunately, it's against Leon Edwards, who is just one of the best welterweights in the division. He's just, unfortunately, he's run into one of the best fighters of the division. The crazy part is Nate Diaz's chin. Like when he lost to Jorge Masvidal in his last fight, he got lost by Dr. Stoppages. He didn't get TKO'd, nothing. I think Leon Edwards has a shot to break his own personal record and maybe even the division record for most strikes and significant strikes of this fight, because it's going to be a war, and I can't wait to see it. But yeah, I have Leon Edwards win this fight with decision. Craig's getting over there all tired and upset because it's taking so long.
What?
It's just getting too close to his bedtime.
Yeah, I know, right? And then next up, we got
Not
a
even
rematch
close.
from 7 months ago from UFC 256. We got Division Figueiredo defending his title against Brandon Moreno. And in the last fight, they went to a draw. And it was one of the best title fights of last year. And this is the rematch. Everyone can't wait to see. Is Brandon Moreno going to be able to do it again? Because a lot of people thought he won the fight, but the judges saw it as majority draw.
Who won the draw? Like
That's
did
it.
someone
It
draw
was-
a house
it's a draw.
or what?
Nope, it was a draw.
All right.
The judges scorecard. So yeah. So my issue with Moreno is that he injured his shoulder during the last round, and I don't know how actually healthy he is. While Figueroa has 100% camp, so I think Figgy's going to win the rematch and defend his title. And then last fight we got is the main event. We got Israel Adesanya defending his title against Marvin Vettori. So we got Izzy versus the Italian.
That's racist.
I don't know if he's easily the best Italian fighter in the UFC. I don't know if anyone's here. I mean, none of you guys really follow UFC, but
Put $100 on Olive Garden.
Boy, was the press conference. Amazing to watch today. But yeah, Marvin Vettori, easily one of the best wrestlers in the middleweight division. Unfortunately, he's going to be across the octagon against the best of the middleweight division. There's never been a fighter in the middleweight division like Israel Adesanya. And Izzy's going to defend his title. As much as I would like Vettori to win, my heart says Vettori, brain, wallet, everything else, Adesanya. He's gonna avenge his loss to Bakovic, and he's gonna win. So Craig's gonna love to see this because I'm over. I have Adesanya, I have Figueroa, I have Leon Edwards, Damian Maya, and Jamaha Hill. Craig, you can shut the hell up now.
Oh, shots
I
fired.
don't know how that works. So I'm not even talking.
Right? That's
Oh
what I'm
no,
talking about.
you're
Sharks.
talking with your
Baby.
facial
Quit it,
expressions,
move on.
and you're rolling your eyes. Like,
I'm sorry, we're actually
Whoa.
out of time. So we're gonna shift it over.
fuck off.
Yeah, Craig, you know what? Like, I think that you need to give him a little bit more respect during his Cohooney 5. It's
my only segment, guy. Just
it's a little
Hey.
rude that you're
Hey, Ben.
disrespectful.
Ben, just go ahead and take another sip out of your sippy cup and shut your mouth.
Hey, this is
Alright.
your freaking like carbonated water, bud. All right. It's
Well, I'm
blackberry.
just saying, you're the one over here bashing it. Now you're drinking it like all the time, so that makes no sense to me. You're just playing
Because I was
both sides.
sponsored.
You're just playing both sides of the fence like usual. But
What?
Wow.
let's
You talking
move
about
it on
both
to
sides
your
of the
probably your
fence.
favorite segment of the entire show, Ben. Let's talk about how the softball team did last night. But really quick, I'm just gonna pan this over to Mike Singletary to famous quote.
We are not a charity. We cannot give them the game.
And that's kind of how I feel it went last night. We went up against a team who had not won a game yet. They were 0-6.
Wait, seriously?
Oh no, it gets. Oh wait, there's more. So they were 0-6. The first game we played against them, we won in like a close kind of, I think it was like 19-13. It was our second game. It was our first win of the season when we beat them. But yeah, so again, they're 0-6. And just to make things even worse, they lost last week 15-0. So they didn't even score a run last week. And they put up 19 against us last night. So it was just one of those games that I think we were just kind of all off as a team. Defensively, I think we've struggled really defensively kind of all season long. But
I would agree.
But in general, I just think there's too many plays that are just going on that we're not the plays that we need to be making. They're just not being made. They're just making innings go longer and longer and longer. I've said this before in previous shows. I think on average, we're giving up like 4 or 5 runs in the first inning. So we're already starting in a hole right off the get-go, which we did again last night. I think we gave like 4 runs, or no, I think we gave up maybe more than that in the first inning, but it might have been 7. I think it was 7 we gave up in the first inning.
It's our magical number.
So we're putting ourselves in a hole. But the good thing is that regardless of how we have 1 week left of the regular season next week against a team that, let's see, team that we lost to early in the season, but it was the game that we actually took the lead late, and the inning we were 40 seconds away from winning the game, and then the last out was made, so we had to play a whole nother inning, and then we ended up losing for that one. But no matter what happens, we're either going to take, more than likely, we're going to take either the 3 or the 4 seed. We're already guaranteed a playoff spot. And we're going to be the home team for that first playoff game. And depending on who we play, it's against a team that we have beaten once. So one of them is the team we just lost to, which I said earlier, we'd beaten them once. The team we're 1-0 against. So realistically, no matter how next week plays out, we have a chance to win a playoff game, and then we go into another week. And that would when we go to the championship round. And then after that, the 2 teams that are in the top 2, good luck. Because more than likely, we'd probably end up playing against a team that's beaten up on us twice. So
yeah,
that'll be fun. That'll be a game that Mark's probably going to pitch. So, but
are you serious?
Maybe we'll see about it. We'll see when we get there. But Ben, is there anything you want to add to that?
I just want to take this time to apologize for any players that are currently watching this for my inconsistent fielding play. Normally, I am a little bit.
You're taking. I think you're putting way too much of this on yourself.
Nope, I messed up.
I really thought he was about to pull McGregor.
Made 2 dumb plays and cost us 8 or 9 runs. So I know that we should have definitely beat that team because they weren't that good. It's just that we definitely defensively, I know that throughout the board, all 10 of us out there defensively were not the best we should have been. But there were a couple of times where I felt like I really should have had it and kind of controlled the bleeding, but just mental errors or lack of there, which did not go well. So hopefully me not playing defensively next week will help, and then they can just try to bounce back. But hopefully I'll get my Benny special triple.
That did happen. Ben somehow turned a Benny special into a triple last night.
Yeah. So for those of you who weren't there, because it was, I think there was a controversy with the airtime on cable. I popped up to the second baseman about 10-15 feet behind the second base, and the second baseman, it was between second base and the pitcher. Okay, and then so then the pitcher, the second baseman, the shortstop, all 3 went to the ball. No one could figure out who was actually going to grab it, and they all let it fall. So I managed to get to first, but before I did, I was still a little bit a ways away. So the person decided to throw it, and I was going to be safe, but the person threw it short. So it short hopped on the first baseman, went to the fence right there next to the dugout. And so I said, screw it. I'm going to take second. Don't care what it takes. Then I hear from my dugout, take third, because everyone shifted over to the center of second base and nobody was covering third. So I took third and I slid like a champ just in case for good measure. And so anywho, I looked pretty solid for taking it in the park triple. Or actually
Little League triple.
Little League triple, whatever. Anywho, I got a triple. I'll take it. That was all that she wrote because I didn't do anything else. And just FYI, Vegas took a 5-3 lead now.
All right, well, that series is over. That's great. Love it. Just absolutely love it.
Just shit. I'll get a point for calling it in 6, but fucking Colorado, dude.
I'll get 5 points, unfortunately.
All right, well, yeah. In closing, I think it just wasn't our night last night. It was a tough one. You hate to see a game like that I think was just very winnable, and just like it was kind of a giveaway game. So, but the good thing is I don't think it's really gonna. I mean, really, the only thing it cost us is maybe the chance to win and win next week. We could possibly slide into that 2 spot and get that first round bye. But then again, maybe it's better we don't have that week off in between games.
So, I don't think it's a good thing for us to have the bye because we are a team that relies solely on consistently playing. We like playing, we enjoy it. So
so we'll see. We got to bounce back next week at a tough game. So, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, so yeah, hopefully next week
So right now we're actually in a playoff spot.
Well, every team makes playoffs now. So
hell yeah, I love these rules. Oh baby,
it's participation awards.
Hell yeah. I lived on those things.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah. So now we as we're kind of wrapping around the show, you know how I like to do this is just become a weekly little segment that we call Hit It or Quit It. And these questions are all over the place. Could be baseball, could be basketball, could be hockey. I mean, it could be anything really. Just hit it or quit it. I don't know. Well, then again, I don't know. We haven't really done any non-sports related questions with these hit it or quit it's, but hey, you never know. It might start coming up. So this is another one of those things that we'd love to hear from you guys too. If there's any questions you guys want to hear us answer, throw them out there on the YouTube channel. Hit us up on Twitter. Hit us up on Instagram. You're probably going to be on the show. Again, no promises or guarantees, but more than likely, it'll probably make it on there. So, all right, boys. Well, hit or quit it. We know how this goes. Someone thought the question. We'll go around.
Who started off?
Me started off?
Oh, yeah. Since okay. we already teased it earlier.
All right. So, yeah, we did tease this a little bit. And this was, I hadn't really figured out the way I was going to ask this question. But I guess I'll throw it to you guys. So, did you guys see Pete Alonso from the New York Mets? He got asked a question about, is MLB doing the right thing? Going after these pitchers using sticky substances. Okay, I can speak English again. And he flat out said no. He said no, they're not doing the right thing. If they want to do whatever they want to do, they want to use sunscreen, whatever it is, just go for it. He said he's all for it. So I guess we'll base it off of what Pete Alonso said. Hit it or quit it. You are with Pete Alonso that pitchers should be allowed to use whatever substances they want.
I'll start. At this point in time with baseball, I'm going to hit it. Let the guys use steroids. Let the pitchers use whatever they want, and let them just go to town. See who the best is. I think this is the pitcher's way of getting back at the steroid era. But again, if you listen to people like Dave Stewart or whoever, this has been going on for years. It's just been brought to attention now that it's a major issue with all the spin rate because of people like Trevor Bauer and others. It's being brought to the attention. But no matter what, how are they going to control it? At this point, let everybody cheat and just do their thing and make it more entertaining. So hit it.
All right, Ben or John?
Quit it. The problem with what Alonso said is, sunscreen. I don't know what the other thing you said. That helps with grip. That doesn't do anything to do. That has nothing to do with the spin rate. It's the spin rate that is changing everything. And if you look what Trevor Bauer says, he just wants a fair play. If one person's doing it, everyone should do it, which is the reason why he's doing it. He's even when the MLB came out and said about this ban, if you get caught, someone asked Trevor Bauer, what do you think about that? How do you think that's going to affect your numbers? And he flat out said, look at my numbers since 2018, basically admitting that he's been doing it. And if you look at some of the numbers now, like Garrett Cole, sure, yesterday he pitched 6 innings and got 6 strikeouts. But was that really Garrett Cole numbers that the Yankees paid him $350 million for? That's my problem. Like, there's pitchers out there who are getting paid millions and millions of dollars by just using this substance. And I think it needs to get out of the game.
I think let me backtrack real quick. I I think baseball is the one sport where you're gonna cheating no matter what, no matter how you. It's been going on for years. You know, it's hitters, pitchers. It's just gonna be a part of the game, I think, one way or another.
Ben.
I'm gonna hit it
Attaboy.
in a way of saying that
He's a hit.
it's just kind of impossible to stop. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter what substance, any sort of substance is used. There's always some sort of way to, because baseball is manipulative to gravity with the way that you hold it, with the way that if you have sunscreen. Like, I mean, let's be honest. Everyone here, the second you go outside, you get sunburned, except me. So if we were all to be pitchers and you all needed sunscreen because you're legitimately going to get sunburned, you may have more spin on a ball compared to my yellowness. Is that a disadvantage
Sunscreen
to
doesn't
me?
do anything. Sunscreen doesn't do anything.
Okay,
with the skin rate.
this is my turn for hitting and quit. Shush. Anyways, at the end of the day, it doesn't make a difference. It's gonna happen. It's all about adapting to it. Because guess what? 15 years ago, 20 years ago, nobody was pitching over 100 miles an hour, right? But guess what happened? Someone did and became adaptive to it. You know, it's part of the game. You learn to adjust. Just like if players are going to use stuff to make them have more control, more torque, more velocity, whatever, any of those big words. And then it has more spin, has more control, whatever. At the end of the day, the players in the batter box have to learn to adjust. They are professional athletes. It's part of the game. They're going to adjust eventually. Otherwise, the game's going to die. It's just going to happen. Flat out, plain and simple. As much as you be like, oh, it's going to be manipulative, it's going to change the game. No, it's going to change the game for like a small amount of time. And then something's going to happen. And then guess what? The batters are going to have the advantage. There's going to be don't you dare drink your beer and roll your eyes, Cahoon.
No, I'm rolling my eyes at the A's.
Don't you dare. Anywho,
A's are blowing
think
this to the
that-
fucking Royals.
I think that at the end of the day, no matter what you do, like Jason said, he's been around for 150 years, dude. He's been around longer than a tortoise. Oh, yeah. Okay? He knows that you cannot take out cheating out of baseball, of all sports. There is going to be somebody who is going to change the game in some factor to manipulate it a little bit in somebody else's favor. It doesn't matter whether it's sunscreen, Vaseline or whatever, or a buzzer into your pants or whatever. Like, it doesn't matter. It's going to change the game into someone else's favor, and it's all about adjusting on the fly. You're professional athletes. You're all given the same tools. So I'm gonna say quit it. Right? That's what I said at the beginning.
Oh my god.
Hit it.
All that ranting, and you forgot what you were doing.
All he had to do was
I forgot.
All he had to do was just close it out, and he couldn't even
hit it.
do
I'm gonna say hit it. You can't take out cheating. At the end of the day, baseball to me.
God damn it, Craig! We just start talking, so he shuts the fuck up.
No, baseball is gonna be the hardest sport to take cheating out of compared to hockey, football, any of those other sports. It's gonna be difficult. All right. So there you go. Craig, what's your take?
Well, I hadn't really thought about it like a whole ton of lot, so it was kind of one of those. I threw it out there, and I wanted to see what you guys were gonna say, just to maybe get like an edge where. And I think I see both parts. Like, yeah, I don't think it's right, but at the same time, I think I see a lot of what Jason's saying. It's just like,
and Ben,
you just can't. Like, I don't.
No one knows what you just said.
No one knows what you said, Ben. I lost interest like 3 seconds into it. But it's just one of those things. It's just like with the steroids and everything. Like this goes back to the whole talk about people taking steroids, getting into the Hall of Fame, and everything. It's just like there's so many people that are there that are who took steroids. There's people that are going to get into the Hall of Fame who took steroids. at this point, it's just like, what are you gonna do to? I mean, and it's just like you can't get rid of it. I don't know how you can completely erase it and not be a factor. So I am more on, I guess, the hit it side. I'm more with Jason and Ben on this one. I think if there's a way that you can completely eliminate it, then yeah, I'm for it. But I don't think it's a realistic possibility, which kind of sucks. But that's kind of how baseball is.
You could argue that the MLB is trying to make a realistic thing, just like people said, what's a realistic way to get rid of steroids? Make the suspensions humongous if you get caught.
Yeah.
Same thing with this. First offense, 10 games. What's the second offense going to be? Because some people were like, "Oh, it's only 10 games."
You know who probably knows? You know who probably knows? Robinson Cano.
Oh.
Sorry,
Okay.
is that too much? Anyways,
I thought you were going somewhere else. I thought you were going to cut me off. Oh, we're all out of time.
That's what she said.
And next question.
Oh boy.
Benny,
go.
let's get your question out of the
Someone
way.
take it, please.
I'll go. We kind of touched on LeBron earlier, so it's
Oh
kind of
my
a
God.
sports. No. It's not a sports question. The question is, now that he's out of the playoffs, he has to go on this world tour for Space Jam. My question to you guys is, will you be watching the new Space Jam movie? Hit it or quit it?
Question: Is this coming? Is it going to theaters? Is it going to?
It's going to theaters.
Well, this might be like a unpopular opinion. I might be in the minority here, but like I mean, Space Jam's cool, but like I don't think it was like a great movie. Like I don't go on my way to watch it if it's ever on TV. So more than likely, the answer to that question is I'm quitting it. I'm probably not going to go see it. The only way I could probably see going to see it is because I'm a big movie guy. I love going to the movies. If I'm going with somebody to the movies and they're like, let's go see Space Jam 2, I'll be like, well, I can get popcorn. I'll be fine. So
I'll buy you popcorn, baby.
no, not you.
So, quit it that I'm going to see it in the movies, but hit it that I will eventually see it. But just, I'm not going to
Straight to Netflix, baby.
Oh,
Brother.
I will have to say quit it. I'm good. I honestly didn't even see the first one like all the way through. So let alone I won't probably see the second one / remake with LeBron, the drama queen of all players. So I'm good. Like I don't need to make a prima donna more richer. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'd rather make a YouTuber more famous by watching LeBron getting poked in the eye and laying down for 80 seconds or whatever. So I'm good.
How's that make a YouTuber more famous?
Because if you view it and you keep viewing it.
Really quickly, I'm just gonna say this is the most hilarious thing is that this show, I'm pretty sure in the like 100 like the time we talked about LeBron James, 99.9% of it is everyone bashing him. I mean, I don't really say anything because it's just not my sport, so it's whatever. But my God, if like this is the stuff that like it's like the fact that we waste this much time still talking about this dude is why if he ever heard this, he'd just be laughing because it's one of those things like oh, you hate me so much, so why do you keep talking about me? Why am I in your mouth constantly? And we're playing into that. I hope you guys see that. Anyways,
Oh no, but
quit it, move on.
I think
Jason,
our
answer your
million
own
of
question.
viewers. I think our
Answer.
million of viewers would agree that
We have
LeBron is a
billions.
little girl.
It's
Like
the
billions. It's billions.
billions. Sorry, we just hit the plateau. I apologize. So yeah, no, I think
Just
that
broke a
they would
record.
agree that yeah, we're talking about him, but at the same time, like he's a little bitch. So and everyone wants to hear that.
All right, time's up, Ben. You can
All right.
stop. You can just go to
That's fine.
Jason with this
With
answer his
that,
own question.
I'm
Are you
gonna
hitting
make
it or
it-
quitting it?
I'm gonna quit it with the loophole that if the kids ask me to go to the movies and see it, I'll probably go with them. But
I believe there was a Matt Steinmetz drop that used to sound like this. The hell with the kids.
but now that you mention that, I think he's right with LeBron. I'm gonna make a concerted effort to not bring him up anymore, unless it really needs to be brought up.
Oh, yeah, we always got Jason got his little sub points. Oh, but if.
All right, Ben, what's yours?
All right. So with the Dallas Cowboys signing Dak Prescott to a
Who's Dask?
Who's that?
Dak Prescott, whatever.
That's
that
nuts.
that prima donna cowboy. With him signing that multi-million-dollar, multi-year contract that he was weaseling out for, hit it or quit it that they go above 6,500 in the season.
You mean they win more than 65% of their games?
Yep.
Okay.
Do you even know how many games that is, Ben?
Yeah.
He doesn't.
I
He
do.
doesn't. He doesn't. He's doing math
do.
right now. He's trying to figure it out.
Divided by
Why didn't you just say go over 500? Just make it
no,
easy.
because that's easy. 8, 1, dude. That's
That's
not
not
a-
100.
But anyways, I want to say that they will go 9-8 or above for the season. Hit it or quit it. Oh, no one wants to answer. That's what I thought.
John, why don't you just start
Well-
by saying hit it, move on, because we already know what you're gonna say.
Well, we already did our preseason just first look, and I guessed 10 wins, so hit it. 10 wins.
And I'm just gonna say quit it because they're a 500 team like always, and then I don't believe there needs to be any more content added to that. Jason.
I'll say quit it just because the division they beat each other up, but they all go 500. So yeah, I'm gonna quit it.
Yeah, and
Division
plus
shit.
now Ryan Fitzpatrick's in that division, so
Fitz
it's a wrap.
magic, baby.
It's a wrap.
Yeah, the guy who's never beaten the Lions. That's right.
Hey, all those fans out there, you better send Ryan. You better make sure Ryan Fitzpatrick makes the Pro Bowl because he has to make at least one Pro Bowl in his career to be eligible for the Hall of Fame. So just don't.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, that's a rule. You have to make the Pro Bowl at least one time to be eligible.
Vegas just won the series.
Nobody asked.
To answer your own question, shut the fuck up.
When I say Dak, you say Prescott. Dak. Oh, irrelevant. That's what I thought.
You can answer the question already, so we can get this thing over with, or what?
We already
Come on,
answered. I have to answer. I forgot. Sorry. I think that with the caliber talent that they have and the running game and passing game that they have, and I mean the all-around mobility of the quarterback, I think that was a solid signing by the Dallas Cowboys for sure, and I think that was a very smart move by Dak Prescott. I mean, the head coach of all people has been really solid for the Dallas Cowboys.
You don't even know who the heck that
Oh man.
We could have been done like 20 minutes ago, Ben. God damn
like
you.
this was like on pace to be like the quickest show. We were in.
I'm
and out,
gonna
and
say
it's
that
gonna be 2
they
hours
will
now
not
because of you.
surpass
Because of you.
650. I think that they will go 7 and whatever the remainder would be. What was that? 11, 10? 10? Yeah, sure.
Move on.
We'll go 7 and 10, baby. I think they'll go under 500. They will not make the playoffs, and I think Dak Prescott will cry himself to sleep.
I'm kind of scared to even ask my last question because it's
Do
going
it.
to be another fucking 30 minutes.
Do it.
All right, so the Boston Bruins been eliminated from the playoffs, and all the talk is, are they going to move off from Tuukka Rask? Oh, it's Tuukka Rask's fault. Blah blah blah. He's a scapegoat. Hit it or quit it. Boston Bruins are going to move off of Tuukka Rask.
Ben, start off.
I'll start it off. I say hell no. Tuukka Rask is a player that has been in their
I know we're
franchise.
playing hell no.
Hell no. Since he was in Providence, he is a solid goaltender. And I think that he gave it their all. And honestly, there's no one that they have in their system right now that will be able to carry the load as a full starting goaltender. I know that they have some young guns projected to be pretty good in later down the road, but right now they are not ready for that yet. I think Tuukka Rask has maybe 1 to 2 years left, and then he will be done. All right, so then we'll move on, but not. I say quit it and that shit off. Shut your mouth.
I'm just gonna say, well, I'm gonna agree with Ben on that. I think it's not quite there yet, so I'll say quit it as well.
Can agree. I think it's too soon. Can quit it.
Jason, or not Jason, John.
Yeah, I quit it as well. Stop using Tuukka Rask as a scapegoat. It's something else. It's not his fault. Just move on.
Yep. Agreed.
All right. Is anybody have questions? We good?
No, we're good.
We're good after Craig taking forever to answer his questions. Jesus.
Oh my God. I'm pretty sure this audio is like 35%, the three of us, and then 65% is just Ben rambling.
I'd say 69%.
Absolute utter nonsense.
Nice.
I'll say he's an idiot. Yeah.
So let's close this thing down. We like to end this show. We got our shout outs. You know, this could be all over the place. We've already seen it go from one end of the spectrum to the other. So, boys, any shout outs you would like to throw out before we say good night?
Let's start with Ben. Nope, we're starting with you, Ben. So you can stop talking.
Shut your mouth. I'm going last.
I got nothing, so it's on you guys.
John.
All right. Well, I'm going to be shouting out my cousin, Erin. She is the assistant pitching coach for Oklahoma Sooners women's softball, and they just won the NCAA Women's College World Series today.
Holy shit! State. Okay.
Good shit.
Damn. You know what's funny is that I knew she was a coach. I forgot what team it was. I was like, I just knew it wasn't Georgia. I knew
Oklahoma
it
idiots.
No, she went
to Georgia, Ben.
She pitched at Georgia.
Yeah.
Boomer Sooner.
Pay attention.
She was a better ball player than you'd ever wish to be. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right.
You're right.
Nailed it.
Not any other shout outs. That's the only one.
That's the only one.
All right, Ben, you want me to go?
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm gonna shout out. Actually, I'm gonna shout out the staff over at Coors Field over in Colorado. I'm gonna say I was able to travel to go see the A's play over the weekend over there, and I was just vastly impressed. They were all super friendly. A lot of them came out to me just asking, oh, did you travel from the Bay Area? Just super friendly all around, super helpful with everything, and I couldn't be happier. They're just really welcoming of visiting fans. Coors Field, if you've never been there, one of the best ballparks in all of baseball. I definitely recommend it if you want to travel and see some baseball. Coors Field is a definite destination. I think you should add to your itinerary. And secondly, I'm gonna shout out real food because I have not had any in 3 days. I've been on this juice cleanse that I had been thinking about doing for some time, and basically it's just been these juices and water for the last 3 days. And I gotta say, my hunger hasn't been too bad, but let me tell you, I really thought the minute I smelt the Coliseum dog at the game on Tuesday, I was gonna be done for, and this thing was all gonna go down the can. But thankfully I didn't. I'm just excited. Tomorrow I finally get to eat like a normal human being again.
Somebody get the kid a Happy Meal.
Somebody get the kid a Happy Meal.
Are you
please
eating real food tomorrow?
Yeah. No, which is
all
good.
right. Then we should probably. Oh, wait, never mind.
We had the barbecue.
We had the
barbecue at lunch. I was gonna say great. If I was on a juice cleanse, oh my god.
If me and Craig even get back in time for the barbecue.
Well, we'll get the leftover, whatever's left over.
Yeah, right.
3 o'clock or so.
I just gotta hide for a while.
But yeah, shout out real food. I'm coming for you, baby. Daddy's back. So hell yeah. And then you can close this out.
Well, I want to shout out all my friends. Thank you guys for being my friend. You guys are pretty awesome.
I was to say, who are they? Like,
yeah, that's a good question. Some may ask, but no, all you guys are pretty good guys. I know that I'm a lot to handle at times. Right. But I think I give you guys pretty good laughs and maybe question your judgment on a lot of things. But at the same time, I just want to say thank you guys for being around, and it's always a good time. And that's probably like 4 sips because of the us. But but yeah, no, all my buddies are pretty awesome. So just want to say thank you guys for always being there. And at the same time, I'm really looking forward to that barbecue tomorrow because I really want some food.
It's really messed up. Jason's not even a part of it, and we should keep talking about it.
We're not going to be part of it either. So that's all you can say.
Any close? Oh, you know what? We've got to do a quick little bit of thoughts and prayers to Jason, who's going to be in Vegas this weekend. So thoughts and prayers with you. Hopefully you come out with all your limbs.
Well, a lot of places there are wheelchair accessible, so he'll be fine.
No, you're right.
That's
you're
true.
right.
So I mean, and Christy, I mean, that'll be a good workout for Christy to really get the arm muscles. So when she comes back to softball, she'll be fucking wiring balls.
Fucking wiring them.
My man.
All right. Well, if nobody else has anything to add on, let's put this thing there. Let's rest this thing in peace. All right.
Yeah, because Jason won't shut up over there. This has been going on forever.
We need to cue it up. Everyone, thank you very much for joining us on another episode of Sports Bets, but mostly chaos. We very much appreciate the watch. Remember to follow us on the YouTube channel at Sports Bets, but mostly chaos podcast. Also, you can follow us over at Twitter and on Instagram at SBBMC_POD. So make sure to follow. Leave us your comments, leave us your likes, leave us any feedback you have. If you want us to cut Ben off halfway through the show, maybe he only does half a show instead of a full show, we're down to hear from all of that. Once his
Mom, that is your moment to
once his
no.
medication hits, it's like we gotta cut him off right there. Anyways, thank you again very so much for tuning in. And with that, this show may
rest in peace.